have Andrew Wilson himself on the line. Welcome to Pearl Daily, Andrew.
Hey, what's up, Pearl? How you been?
Good. How are you?
I got some feedback coming in from you.
What does that mean?
It means that I can hear myself when you talk. Well, it's gone now. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but
Oh, okay. It's
yeah,
better now.
yeah, seems to be okay now. Yeah.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on Nala. We had you on the show a couple of months ago, and you weren't sure if the conversion was real. You were giving her the benefit of the doubt, like the kind guy that you are. I
Which I
want.
got no credit for, right? And zero. They all assaulted me as though I was not the lone dissenter on your show saying, well, I think we had better take a minute and evaluate this based on how she behaves or doesn't behave rather than just instantly condemn her. I'd much rather see people go down this path than the alternative. And a bunch of people on the panel were like, "Oh, come on, you're being kind of ignorant about this, Andrew. This and that." But I was the lone dissenter who was actually willing to give the benefit of the doubt. And of course, in exchange for that, I essentially got shit on or lumped in with the people who would not. So, but my take on Nala is pretty simple. It's my same take on all of what I call the Sowing Circle Christians, which is the league of former prostitutes gone over to the Christian side with the real good, feel good, Jesus, very nice, hippie Jesus is my boyfriend doctrine. So essentially, it works like this. Um, People, especially men around the nation, are really fucking tired of chicks who literally stopped getting gangbanged last weekend, finger wagging in their face and telling them how Christian doctrine is supposed to be and what Christianity is all about. They don't know shit about anything. Notice that nobody who's not a sex worker gets no extra credit for never having been a sex worker. Only the most broken, unhinged lunatics, for some reason, are going to take up all of the energy of the parish with their finger wagging and nonsense, right? And it's like, okay, but we're also here to serve families and we're here to serve the flock as well. So the fact of the matter is that many of those people actually are getting punished. People who are regular Christians and attend service all the time, support the church with their hard earned money, have done everything correctly. Actually, they get punished because all of the attention goes to these broken down, pseudo intellectual, moronic. They basically take it's like an antique roadshow, but for Christian merchandise, and they take it on the road to sell their T-shirts and their jeans and this and that, and all the attention is moved over into fighting about whether or not one of these whores has actually converted or not. Has nothing to do with the pathway of Christianity at all, and none of them know anything. They don't know anything about their own faith. Nothing.
And it's interesting because I was watching the clip and she starts to tell you that you're not a real, like, you're not, or I think you're Orthodox. So I don't know if do you guys call yourself Christians or do you just say Orthodox?
Oh yeah, we're
You'd
the
say
original
Christians.
Christians.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we,
Not
it's
a,
the original. It's the original church, the original Church of Christ.
okay. So, but she was saying that you weren't a real Christian, because
Well,
you
that's because
said
I
that she didn't,
cuss. That's
yeah,
because I
but
yeah.
she has her getting gang banged on the internet. So it's
Well,
like,
but that was last week. This is a long time ago, Earl. I mean, I cussed yesterday, and so therefore, Andrew Bad, not a real Christian. But she got up off the floor a couple of months ago, Pearl. She got herself up off the floor and managed to get herself down to the dunking tank. Therefore, all doctrine right, all things said right. Andrew Bad, Andrew Evil.
well, and it's interesting because I don't think anybody would question her conversion if she went to, I don't know, did charity work for 2 years or, you know, like I don't know.
Conversion, but I mean, conversion to what? Conversion to heresy.com? Like, this chick is the worst cope machine I've ever seen. I literally have clips of her denying the Trinity. Show them to people. And they're like, well, yeah, but she was confused. And I'm like, well, then why is this fucking idiot running around telling people about doctrine? What are you
Yeah.
talking about? If she's that confused, how do you deny this statement, bro? Jesus Christ is God. How do you deny that? They're like, "Oh, I was really confused. That was a super confusing thing that you said, Andrew. I'm so confused."
You know
Like,
the
no, you're not confused. You're dumb as a box of rocks. And what you need to do is shut the fuck up. What these women need to do, what these sewing circle Christians need to do, they need to do what their daddy never told them. They need to shut the fuck up and remain in silence. That's what they need to do. Shut up. They're stupid. They have no business going anywhere telling anybody anything about anything ever. They're dumb and they should just shut up. They need to shut up.
What do you think churches should do when these women, because I think on one hand, they're empathetic, right? They're like, okay, if you really want to change, what would you say for them to do?
To tell them to first to be quiet, right? Like I mean, honestly, right? The first thing is they should not be talking out in public. They're new converts. They don't know anything about anything. Nothing. Okay. They're going to people who have been practicing Christians for 20, 25, 35 years, right? Many of them who have official churches, right, which have a 2,000-year-old history, and they're trying to correct them about basic doctrine, right? What are they doing? Shut up. Stop talking, right? Stop talking. Not only that, but men inside of churches should not be having to fight for authority of their own churches from stupid ass e-girls who converted last week. They're not supposed to go in and be like, "Well, I got my post-it notes and my nice markers, and we're going to do this potluck. We can, and listen, we need to have potlucks. Potlucks are no, that's not what this is about. I'm sorry, that's not what this is about. It's not about a fucking potluck and selling your Jesus shirt. That's not what this is about. What they need to do, first order of business, they need to shut their mouth. That's the first order of business. Shut up. Stop talking. Go out and talk about, I don't know, crayons and ponies and shit, but shut up about this because it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing that men have to go in. They've been working 60 hours that week. 60 hours that week. They go into church with their family, right? They managed to get up on time on Sunday. They drug their ass down to church. They got their family with them, right? They want to go. They want to praise, right? And some finger wagging e-whore is going to walk over and be like, now listen, all right. I heard, Jack, that last week when you were at work, you stepped on a nail and said, "Oh shit. Are you going to repent?" What do you think that guy's going to say? What do you think he's going to say? He's going to look at her. He's going to be like, "Shut up, retard. Shut up." Shut up.
Well, and do you know what I noticed also in your when you were going back and forth with her about if she would listen to her husband if he wanted to switch churches for whatever reason. At one point she said, "Well, I would seek discipleship from like a church elder." And I thought to myself, that's how they circumnavigate their husbands to get whatever they want. They
They
just
don't
go out,
have the
they just
church elders. They don't have any. They don't. It's the church according to whatever the fuck I want. Okay,
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
doctrine. It's the church of whatever I want. So the Bible is a liturgical document. Laymen are encouraged to read it. They're highly encouraged to read it, but they're not encouraged to come up with their own interpretations of it because it's liturgical. It is not there for you to interpret. That's not what it's there for. So what they do is they go through, they interpret it however they want to interpret it. They take all the parts that they like, which by the way is all the be nice parts, right? But they don't like that whole, oh, you got to submit, you got to obey your husband, you got to obey church authority, you need to sit down and shut your mouth. They don't like that part. They like the part where they're like, Jesus said you can't cuss. Jesus said you can't cuss. And that's what he said. Ha. So you said shit, and that's like me getting gangbanged, Andrew. Okay?
Well,
Fucking ridiculous. They're ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now there's a sea of reformed harpy prostitutes who are just like, Andrew must be denounced. They're calling for the church to denounce me. right? And I'm just like, if the church denounces me and uplifts the horse, it's like, I don't know what to do at that point. I don't know what to do.
Oh, I saw that you need to seek discipleship on Twitter. There was some woman saying you need to
Yeah.
seek discipleship. They need to and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why do they call for discipleship of you and not the woman that was gang banged on camera 6 months ago?
Well,
Doesn't she
well,
need
listen. Listen. You have to understand. I'm going to tell you how stupid these people are. Okay, because I think maybe you actually underestimate how fucking stupid they are, but I do not. Having talked with them now, thousands of them across the country, I do not underestimate their stupidity. They actually will tell you with a straight face. They go, her head was dunked. Jesus convicted her. Therefore, all of the patterns of behavior which she has engaged in her whole life, which have created life destroying habits, are now done. All those habits, those are gone. Those are gone. It's like saying that you have a man who's addicted to crack cocaine and you go in and you baptize him, and suddenly you don't ever have to worry about the crack cocaine again because, after all, that entire lifetime of habit forming, right, is suddenly somehow gone based on the fact that they go, and then if you question it, they say, are you denying the power of Christ? It's like, no, of course not. You know what else Christ gave us the power to do? Use logic and reason and understand that people who have habitual bad habits, who are so demonically infested that they're getting gang banged on camera, that perhaps it's going to take a little bit of time. Perhaps, oh, I don't know, many years of your life before you form enough new habits to stop being, an insufferable heretical bitch. That might be, like kind of, that's where I would start. But what do I know? I'm just rational.
Well, and they oh my gosh. Did you see the video? I'm like, "They're coming for me," because they were saying that I wasn't a real Catholic or
Where's the
whatever.
debate? Where's the debate? I was told that within 3 weeks there's going to be a debate. She was going to go on her Instagram the next day. She was going to do a 1v1 or a 1v2, me versus her and her husband. She promised a debate with you. Where's the debate?
Oh, she didn't respond to me. Did she respond to you?
No,
Oh, no?
no,
No, she didn't.
no.
Oh, yeah. I thought she would actually, because she seemed so gung ho at the time, but I just think I have too many receipts.
Gung ho to make a fool out of herself, right? Like, right. This guy is so dumb. I asked him. He's so stupid. This dude. I asked him this question. If a 7-year-old would be cured from cancer if you said the word fuck, would you say the word fuck? And he was like, no. That's it. I'm not kidding. That's how dumb this guy is.
Wow.
There's like
The guy that
not
married
even
her?
not even basic reasoning. What's
Wow.
that?
The guy that married her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I
Yep.
just don't do you think Michael Knowles just did it for the clout, or do you think he really believed it?
I think that just like the Trent Horns of the world, like I like Trent Horn fine. He's a nice enough guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But sometimes these people get so caught up in the idea of appearances, right? Things need to appear a certain way, even if they're not that way, that I think that they lose the plot.
Yeah.
They lose the plot. So this world is, especially this one that you and I engage in inside of the manosphere, the OF chicks and this is such a dirty, sleazeball filled, horrible little side corner of an industry filled with the most horrible, horrific people on planet Earth, and they have no way to gauge any of that. Right? They've never
Mhm.
dealt with any of that, so they have no idea what the hell we're even talking about. They just don't know. So it comes from a place of ignorance, and it's like, you
Yeah.
know, I'd like to see these people tangle with them. So like I tell them all the time, like, do a better job. Do a better job. I destroyed all their worldviews. You do a better job. You're going to pick them up off the ground. No, what they're going to do is they stay in their echo chambers,
Mhm.
right? And they go, well, it's nice over here, right? We're all nice over here, and we don't cuss, and we sing kumbaya, and we drink strawberry daiquiris, and my wife goes to Starbucks every morning, and it's like, you want to come get in the fight real quick? You want to come over here and get in the fight? That would be great. How about that? Let's do some
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. Well, you did great in the debate. I very much enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing twice because it was so funny. And the best part was when Rachel came on and she just destroyed her again. They were like, "What kind of woman would he be married to?" And then she comes on and just destroys the whole panel.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, Rachel is highly educated, especially on church history and church issues, highly educated on them. And she literally tells them, she's like, listen, you're not supposed to do this, stupid. This
Yeah.
isn't how it works. And they're like, no, Rachel, listen. The problem is that your husband just beats you up all day. And that's why, since you're chained to the stove with two black eyes, right? And he's waiting till the next time you're pregnant and running through the house, right?
Yeah.
Um, that's why you're just a mouthpiece for this Andrew guy and have no brain of your own, have no way to, in any way, shape, or form, have your own ideas about things, right? Which actually is them telling on themselves, right? That's how they tell on themselves
Mhm.
because that is true for them. They don't have any ideas about anything. They're just dumb mouthpieces. You know what I mean? They're just telling on themselves.
Yeah, how do you survive these panels? You do them like, I would do 3 to 4 hour ones, and those were you do, like, 8 hours at times?
Yeah, well, because well, here's the thing, right? Is I said a couple of years ago when I first got into streaming, right, and debating that the trenches were pretty empty. They're remarkably empty. Like, it's not any wonder, really, that all of society was essentially overthrown and remade in the image of the leftist harlot and the degenerate. It's really no shock to me because nobody puts up any fight at all. Nobody puts up any resistance at all. And it's like, maybe you can criticize my methods, or maybe you criticize that you don't like a thing I said here or a thing I said there. But I'm always just like, well, where the fuck are you? Like, where are you? I don't see you anywhere, right? I'm taking these people on everywhere that they are. I do it in person, I do it via video, right? I'll debate with any of these degenerates at the drop of a hat and the best of the best. It doesn't matter if it's Destiny or Matt Dillahunty or Sam Harris, or
Mhm.
doesn't matter who it is. Drop of a hat, I'm going to be there to wreck these people. And I look over and I'm like, well, where the fuck are you? You're nowhere. And so it's really easy to criticize from the outside, right? But it's like, you're more than welcome to join. You're more than welcome to join in and show me how it's done. I'm waiting.
Well, even they said I wasn't a real like, I don't believe in church doctrine because I believe in divorce when a man's a victim of paternity fraud. Like, what, you just want him to lay there and take it? You know what paternity fraud is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm like, isn't that it's I mean, I don't know. I'm like, isn't that kind of insane? They want them to just stay with women that lie to them about the paternity of their kids.
Yeah, but don't you understand that? Well, or I think you do actually.
Mhm,
Maybe you're one of the few ones who does. But this whole worldview really just reduces to what is or isn't nice.
mhm,
They take all of the ethics, all of the virtues of that which is feminine.
mhm.
And these are like much needed virtues in society. Here's a great one for you: chastity, right? Obedience, right? Things like this. These are feminine virtues. These are things women used to get uplifted for, right?
Mhm.
And they take all of these fantastic virtues that women are supposed to have and they put them all into a meat shredder and grind them into dust and then bake them into a nice pie. And so the entire idea here is that all of these virtues don't mean anything. All that matters is the cult, the emergent cult of being nice. And what's even worse about this is it's just being nice based on relative cultural standards. Like, if you ask some of these people, like over in England, they call each other cunt all the time, right? It's how friends greet each other. You're
Mhm.
like, well, are they sinning? Well, no, because culturally, that's that means something
Well,
different. So it's like, well, then we've reduced this to intent. And so if somebody steps on a nail and they go, shit, their intent's not to be cruel to the Lord, right? That's not
right.
their intent. But what they do is they create something which is so perverse. And the reason that they create something which is this perverse is so that they can hide. within the perverse nature of it. So they say, nobody can ever say a word about me, about any behavior or anything I say ever again, because if they've ever smoked, they've ever said a swear word, they've ever drank a Coors Light, they've ever had a banquet beer at a banquet, right? Then how dare they? And that's the whole game.
And then
It's designed to be a shield from criticism, not designed to be a part of a salvific path that you're supposed to go down. That's not what they do with it.
and if you say anything they don't like, they will always pray for you and tell you you're not a real Christian.
They don't pray for you. They're waiting for revenge. They literally are in groups. They will actually. So here's what a lot of these women will do.
Mhm.
It's comical. Like while they publicly will be like, "Well, I'm praying for you, and I really hope one day you won't judge these whores so harshly, Andrew. You're such a mean jerk." um, what they'll do is they'll wait until another woman engages with you, and then when they do, they'll start DMing her, right? And then they kind of add to their little coalition. And then if they see another engagement, they'll DM her to add to their coalition, and they fucking plot, right? So they're in these little groups and shit, and they plot. They plot for your demise. Like if you go and you watch the that Nala clip,
Mhm.
right? The Sowing Circle Christians it's all the same cast of characters that I've just humiliated time after time again,
Yeah.
right? All leading the comments. You know what I mean? Look at this scripture. Look at this. They're always waiting for their chance to pounce. It's a massive game of revenge. You humiliated them. You made them look fucking stupid. They'll spend the rest of their existence, not paying attention to their husband and families and walking their path. They'll spend the rest of their existence instead DMing total strangers so that they can stop you because the Holy Spirit told them to.
Oh my gosh, and they do that. And it's so funny because when they spurg out at me, because I don't know, I think I'm pretty nice, but I guess a lot of women don't think so. So when they spurg out, I'm like, don't you have kids to watch? Like some of these women will tweet like that Bernadine chick. She tweets like a million times a day and she's got 7 kids. I'm like, who is watching these children? I'm like,
Well, I don't know on like this particular woman's specific example, right? I know you have bad blood with her or whatever. I've tangled with her a couple of times before, but essentially the reason that I kind of give up on tangling with these women is because they don't debate. Like they refuse to actually. So they'll accuse you of everything under the sun, and you go, okay, well, why don't you give me an opportunity? Face my accuser. You can give an accounting for yourself. I can give an accounting for mine. Nope.
nothing.
Nope. And so it's like, you fucking pathetic, you worthless, pathetic wench. You're gonna say all this shit, talk all this shit, and then when you have the opportunity to come on a platform where you're gonna have thousands of live viewers watching this and hundreds of thousands who watch it later, they choke. Now imagine they say, you're so demonic and I'm so demonic. Oh, you have your opportunity to come in and prove it. And you choke. Who chokes in front of demons? Who's a Christian? Who chokes? Who's like, I can't. Oh, no, I can't. I can't do it. Oh, no. It's impossible.
Yeah. So funny. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Ridiculous.
Thank you for calling in, Andrew. I appreciate the insight. And do you have any other final thoughts on the Nala? I don't even want to call it a debate because you just destroyed her.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. What you're going to find is you're going to find a whole lot of passive aggressive sissies and anons who will say they'll try to come in and police your language and this and that for denouncing a woman spreading heresy. And that should tell you all that you need to know. And they insist that I back away from confronting the worst fucking people in society. They insist that I do so. And it's like, so you can play your cards how you want to play your cards. I'm not going to back down an inch. And I'll be right back destroying these same people tomorrow morning after I have my cup of coffee. And here's the thing, I'm totally open to any of these idiots coming and doing a debate with me so that I can wreck them in front of everybody. You don't even need to hide on Twitter. Come. How can you ever say this guy's a horrible demon. When you have your chance to come denounce me, you fucking choke. How do you do that? How does that work? How do you choke?
It's your tone. You just have an evil tone, I
It's a
guess.
tone. Yeah, it's a tone. I tell you, it's a tone. Like, I mean, Pearl, you got to tell your audience though, right? Like, I've been pretty mean to you. I've been pretty mean to Pearl. Like, I was like, "What are you doing, Pearl?" One time, and another time, I was pretty mean about something else. I don't remember. Pretty mean
I
guy,
know.
you
Real
know.
ever? I don't Are you being serious? I'm like, I don't think you've ever been
I'm
mean to me.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm just saying, like, the thing is, I'm actually a very nice a guy most of the time, but essentially, I'm always, I think, a very kind man. But it's just for some reason, people are like, I'm going to take everything you believe and I'm going to pull it out publicly and I'm going to take a giant steaming shit on it. And you just need to sit there and take it. And then when I don't, they go, "That's not very Christian of you." It's all weaponized. It's all weaponized. So that's all. I'll leave it with that.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew. Feel free to call in anytime, 3 o'clock Central.
All right, happy to do it. You
Uh,
take care, Pearl.
See ya.